Now we're going to do LP versus Trey. So, as an LP fan, he's my favorite player on the scene. I'm going to say this, right? I don't think Trey beat LP, but LP lost to Trey, if that makes sense. With the rules that were in place, I think that LP lost by technicality because you did dribble 5 times. No, they didn't call it during the game, but they overturned the call after the fact. So, like, I get it. Nas tried to argue that was worse than the Briscoe laws forfeit. It wasn't. Like, at least the game finished. At least there's, like, some sort of rationale for LP. Like, Briscoe had absolutely no excuse. You know what I mean? And the crowd, that was way worse. I don't know. If that was Scoob in LP's position, then Nas wouldn't have said that. He's just saying that because it was LP. But I do agree with Nas that you have to finish the game. You're claiming to be the best in the world. You're claiming, come be a fucking man, and all these different catchphrases and whatnot. But then that's how you leave the game off. You know what I mean? And I feel like you had a better showing, right? First of all, I feel like his confidence turned into ego, right? Because it's okay if you talk like a crazy amount of shit as long as you back it up. And you said during the beginning of the game, or before the game even started, the energy is set. The only thing you can do is shoot, so I'm not going to let you shoot. And then you proceeded to let him shoot. Like, his first run, Trey Lewis's first run, were full of buckets that he should not have gotten. I don't know. LP is just standing there looking at the nigga shoot. Like, you know that he's played in the NBA. The nigga is going to hit shots, right? And secondly, I feel like he played he played with his food a lot, to be honest. LP, I don't think he realizes that Trey is, like, in terms of credentials, is just as good as LP. He was playing Nas in a 3v3 and was locking up Nas, right? He played Scoob in a one-on-one last year, and it was a point game. You know what I mean? Like, the nigga's good. You know what I mean? Like, he was like 30 to 10. This is what happens when you're a top 1v1 player. You're going to face adversity. I've seen Nas, like, with his back against the wall, like he's down and the other person's about to win and he has to drag out the game. I've seen Zay with his back against the wall and lose, you know what I mean? Or Rob even with his back against the wall. I've seen Scoob with his back against the wall against Frank Nitti and against other people, you know what I mean? Down a lot, has to come back. Like, that's just part of being a top player. You're going to face adversity, and you're going to have to, like, do the hard shit and come through with the win. And I feel like because of the setting mixed with, or not that, I feel like not the setting, the situation, I feel like the adversity that was there for LP mixed with his preconceived, like, oh, this nigga's not better than me. Like, he's not going to score. Like, I'm going to score 20 points over him. Like, I feel like those two things combined kind of fucked with his head. And I feel like that's kind of what was wrong, because he did sneak through with that win. He should have lost. You know, Davo changed the rule right when Trey was going to shoot the free throw. He should have lost, right? Because we all know that Trey was not missing that free throw. And LP did not start playing correctly until Trey had 28, when the score was 28-22. But the thing is I'm very confident that LP, if he would have got his ass back from the lobby and played the game again, that he would have won. Because you were playing poorly during that game, or it wasn't even that you were playing poorly. It was just you were fighting a good player, right? But you were still, like, I feel like you had the better game. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Trey won on his runs. You went on yours. I feel like your runs were more of a result of you creating certain plays for yourself, right? I feel like Trey's runs came from either really tough buckets or LP not doing what he was supposed to do. I feel like LP played the better game. As soon as he played defense correctly, consistently, the only time Trey Lewis was scoring was off of free throws, right? That's how locked up he was. LP, at least, like, they were both locked, but at least LP was getting somewhere, right? And I feel like he just got, like, much better looks. It's just, like, finishing, maybe the shot wasn't falling, but consistently, LP played a better game. So it just sucks that, like, you didn't finish it, you didn't do what you had to do, and now by technicality you lost. But I really hope that you give Trey his rematch, because we as the fans deserve that, and also Trey deserves that for sure. And I feel like if you guys run it back, then you would win. So like, I don't understand, but like Zay would have went back out on the court. Nas would have went back out on the court. Like, if you're the best in the world, if you're if this is your shit, you got to prove it. And I think that there was something wrong with him mentally that game, but I hope that served as a wake-up call, because you're kind of getting away with it. It's like a technical loss instead of like the nigga beat you loss, you know? So he's kind of getting away with it. But at the same time, LP, I hope you use this as a wake-up call, because that's how you play Trey from when he had 28. That's how you need to play Zay the whole time. That you looking at the nigga like, you hitting the nigga in the chest or in the stomach on a jumper, like, they're going to play through that. You got to put a hand up. You got to lock that shit down, and then you got to do what you do. So I hope that's a wake-up call, and then you take any sort of opponent, you take more seriously, you know? So that's my thoughts on the game. Then lastly, we have Nas versus Zay versus Scoob versus Keem. My nigga, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Zay's number one because of this, Zay's number one because of that. He only lost to Rob. He beat Nas. Bro, he beat Nas 2 years ago. And that Nas, it's not an excuse. People get it fucked up all the time when we say that Nas was out of shape. We're not saying that as an excuse. We're saying that as a statement of fact. It is a fact that Nas was in much worse shape then than he is now, which is why I consider Nas number one now, in spite of Zay beating Nas 2 years ago. I have Uncle Scoob over Nesco. Nesco beat Scoob twice. It's a mixture between, it's not always about matchups, right? Because if that's the case, then Rob would be number one. It would be Rob, Zay, Nas, Nesco, Scoob. Like, you could, if it's only about matchups, you could literally never lose to anybody, like any top player in the space. It's a mix of like credentials, 1v1 ability, IQ, all of that. You know, we're looking at all of that. And I think that game solidified Nas being the number one player, because he won by a wide margin in that King of the Court. Granted, he was playing other people. He was playing Scoob. He was playing fucking Keem, right? But I was watching like the individual back and forth. Bro, this is for sure Nas's shit right now. You know what I mean? And do I agree with his politicking because he's number one? No, but I feel like people need to put respect on his name. I feel like he's in the position to where he can pick and choose because he is number one. I do think that's fair. But people are like, oh, Zay's number one. Scoob's the GOAT of it. Bro, it's very obviously Nas. But that's my opinion.